Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of Paranormal Files Into the Darkness. We are with Stacey Leigh and Gary. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for coming on. And I have to say, I love the shirts.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're not familiar with Got Knockers, whoever's watching this, check us out, gotknockers.org, our Facebook page. My wife's brand, we do hats, t-shirts, all that good stuff. As you can see, some quality material.
And I love it. Oh, they do amazing. I'm going to tell you that right now because I love that they're women shaped, like mine at least. I love that it's women shaped because you cannot find that anywhere. And I don't know if you remember, I got these at the WPA Cryptid event in Johnstown, and you're the one that talked me into buying 5 shirts.
Oh, okay, yes. Oh, you bought the fitted ones, yes.
Yes.
That is okay, yeah.
You're like, here, all these colors.
Well, we were having a sale. I mean, you can't buy just one.
Easy. Yeah, here.
You know, I mean, it's like we got
it was a sale.
And they were fitted. I'm like, Gwen, because like our other shirts are unisex. They're
I know.
And so she's like, just put them out like 5 for whatever. And I'm like, all right. So yeah.
I did. I got a whole bunch of them, and I like the fitted. I don't know if you guys are doing it anymore, but at least I have this. I have a white, I have a red, and I think I have a yellow.
Well, see that? If you're on our website, check out the fitted ones. I think we're having it. We have more, but I think we're gonna just try to sell out of what we have. I don't know if she's making it, but we'll have to. If we get a need, we will. So enough about Got Knockers right now. I mean, just check us out. What have you guys been up to? Like investigations, anything?
We actually just did a cryptid event. Shows. It's show season for us. So
yeah, more shows than we did the thing in
the
house.
We were at My Haunted Manor in Columbia recently.
Okay.
And that is the Samuel Miller Mansion with Daryl Marston and Trey Bader and his brother. And I always forget Trey's brother's name. I know it's horrible.
That's definitely a place to check out.
That was a cool place. But we just did with Snarly Yow. We just did an event with him over the weekend.
Yes, I saw that.
Thing Brewery. Yes.
Yeah, that was nice.
How was that?
It was amazing. That brewery is awesome. They're very good people. Like they did all they could. Like it was Dave's first event there. So it was definitely you guys know, first event in a new location, kind of like with that many vendors. It was everything kind of had to be rearranged constantly. But they were like, they did whatever they could. They were like in it. Like most people where you go and you host an event at their location, they're like, okay, hit yours, do it all. But they're right in there with Dave and they're helping him. And they're just amazing people.
I think event or no event, it's still a cool place.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a good turnout.
It was raining. Okay. It wasn't horrible. No, it was a really good turnout, I would say. You know, I wasn't selling much because I was there as I hate to sound so pretentious when I say I was a special guest. But so I was there just to mingle and carouse and talk to people and make connections. And there was a lot of people. Yeah. Like it's a pretty popular brewery. It's in a very high profile location.
Event or not, it's a cool place to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't realize Dave was putting that on, but I mean, yeah. And you said about mingling. I think that's one thing. Gwen we're kind of backed off in the amount of shows that we're doing this year compared to last year.
We did too.
Just to be able to take in an event, just to go and not be a vendor, just to go and mingle and stuff like that. I know one of them coming up. I think is in June. We're just gonna go show up for the day and just Plus with our one dog now, we're just gonna. It's nice. We could just.
Is it the Creep It Real?
No, I think we are going to be a Creep It Real as a
vendor right there. Yeah,
I believe because I had Lindsay and oh my God, Angel on the show, and they were the and they were the ones who were like, what's that?
As the show I watched, I said, I want to be a guest.
Yes, that's right. And they were like, oh, you're going to be there. I'm like, oh, because Gwen never told me. I mean, like we were going. So, yeah.
He knows the feeling.
We'll have to be like, we're doing anything? No, everything. You're sure doing everything this weekend? I'm like, why? And she's like, we're going here, we're going there. But yeah, last year was just crazy. So yeah, keep it real. We have our event, our 3rd year coming up, and talk about new location. We are moving it from where we had it at All Home Days area to the mall, which, you know,
I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm coming.
Yes, we have a lot. I think
I like being indoors.
One or two people we're like, we don't do mall events, and we, all this stuff, and we're like, okay, and then Gwen was going to move it back to All Home Day, and she decided, because she did get a couple responses from people saying we are for the move, we welcome this and everything, and the that helped her keep it and move it forward. Plus, we didn't do like there's we don't really make anything on this. We're just we broke even the last 2 years. And this is not money that, even if we do make money, it goes back in the next year's event. So it's not like it's a profit for us. So by moving
bring the community together.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I liked about Ealisburg was the community. So, but with the mall's dying. Hopefully, if we, we're hopefully to get 10,000. We had over 5,000 the first year, over 7,000 last year. We're really trying to push to 10,000 this year.
You can do it.
She's always worried about the location we had, like parking and people and everything, and vendors and stuff. But last year, the rain held out for the last hour and a half, and then it just opened up, and people got flooded. And the one vendor, the food truck, Smoking Tacos, starts sinking. He's like, he actually came up to me and goes, do you mind if I cut out of here a little over an hour early? I'm like, why? I'm like, not a problem. He's like, we're sinking. I'm like, no, you got to do what you got to do. You don't have to come and ask me.
We were at an event where a food truck sunk, and they had to get someone to come out and tow it. It was that bad because it was an outdoor event. And
so moving it over there, I mean, air conditioned, weatherproof, better handicapped accessible. You don't have to on shaky ground and stuff like that. So for people who want to come out and visit the vendors and stuff like that. And then the food trucks, I mean, it's a learning curve. Like after she did the thing, I guess the township charges every food truck or vendor like a fee. It's the township. We didn't know about this. But, one vendor who was opposed to it turned around and was like, I'm going to contact them and see if they'll do like a blanket, I'm trying to think of what it's like.
Gettysburg does, or the township where they have.
Like a blanket something.
Yes.
And they'll do it, so, and it's not going to be that bad. So Gwen was like, you know what? I'll pay for it because... And just for good faith, like rather than adding that expense to the vendors, I'm like, that's pretty nice. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
It is. So
sometimes you gotta spend money to make money.
yeah, and I mean, when it comes down to it, it's a little more.
You mean?
But the benefits outweigh. I mean, I'm really hoping the people who stuck with us the last 2 years, it's not that much further away. I mean, literally, it's just right across the river, 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
It's actually closer for me.
Exactly. Yeah. Because if you come down, like it's
a little closer.
Off of 80 or 180.
80, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just come down 11 and 15 and boom, right on in.
Right there.
If that bypass was completed, you would make it.
I know, but I love 11 and 15. I like taking that route anyway. So.
Yeah,
I do too. Because we could have won 81. I'm like, no, let's just go 11, 15 canal and just our back way.
Yeah,
like.
But we can also, there's other ways. But I love up that area. I have friends that live up in that area.
Because like if we would do that, it would be like 81, 83, and then. I'm like, no. Just
Jenny's here.
Yes, I see that. I'll look at the comments. I just saw we had
Jenny.
one.
Her and I do a lot of investigations together. We actually made shirts because Jenny and Gary both like wander during investigations. Because it sounds like you more do the paranormal and Gwen does more of the Bigfoot.
Yeah, I don't have the time like she has with the Bigfoot. I mean, we kind of, I think we. We're looking for a group to get started. We haven't really done anything with the group, and then the group I don't think included Gwen and I. So since the original host of the show was in that group, and now we don't have it anymore, and because he's not with the state or police or like that. But you mentioned the Sam Miller house. We were supposed to investigate that with the group, that the CPI group that we were with. I remember going down to that in Columbia there, and we did a preliminary thing, and it was funny. Turns out the woman, her last name or related to a Purcell from Shamokin. It was wild, even though we're not related, because there's two Purcells.
Oh, wow.
It's funny how we're not related, but my dad's family and then another family.
Maybe somewhere down the line. I don't know.
That's what people say. So, I mean, it's, Ireland's not a big island. So
Ireland, it's not. Like, I'm Irish too. So it's like, we're all related. We're all related.
Exactly. I don't know how you could have a Purcell clan and not have every Purcell be related, but I don't know.
Exactly. We're Shanahan. And it's like, I don't know how, like, like Mike Shanahan from, what was it? What football team did he coach?
The Steelers?
Steelers. Mike Shanahan from the Steelers. Yeah. And I'm like, he's got to be related because he looks like my grandfather. I'm like, he's got to be related to us somehow. Related to Mike Shanahan. But yeah. But that place is amazing. Columbia is amazing. It's not too far from you guys.
No, but 2 hours.
There's a lot of history in Columbia, and it is starting to come up. Mm-hmm. And I love what the team there is doing and bringing that more to light.
Yeah. Do you get any good when you investigate anything good?
I had a psychic attack, and I very rarely.
Well, here's the thing. Before she went back there, I was here, and this room was over here.
We were in the print shop at this time. It was the end of our tour.
The very first time we walked in this room, I looked over here, and I would not go over there. Like I wouldn't do it. Like I'm like no. But I kept looking. But I wouldn't go over there. She went over there and she got hammered. I was going to tell her no.
Well, I
was going to tell her no.
I do this all the time. I'm a psychic. I get mediumship things come through. I go to locations and I get spirits that come to me, and I have certain what they call tells. This was a ringing in my left ear. Not a ringing. I wouldn't even call it. It's hard to explain the noise, but I get a sound in my left ear where it kind of blocks my sound. I'm like, okay, spirit wants to talk to me, and then I know it's a male. Hi, Bill. So then I'm like, okay, I know it's a male, and so I said it was been a long night. We had done an event in Gettysburg that whole entire day, and then traveled to do this investigation that night, an hour and 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And at this time, it was our last spot. I was so exhausted. So I didn't, and I know you probably know this from working with Gwen and hearing stuff that she does. Like your words are your intentions, words are spells. So instead of what I would normally say is like, I'm open to communicating to you right now. I'm going to open the lines of communication. I was so exhausted. I said, okay, I'm opening myself to you.
Oh.
And that's when you like words are intentions. They speak to it, and they heard that. So then it came into me and showed me what it went through when it died. And he showed me like I was having a heart attack like symptoms.
A little short.
I was having a heart attack, and I was sweaty and sick.
Tanner skin.
And I had to leave. And I leave to go outside, and I just had to go sit outside, and I felt better. They gave me some water, and I went outside. I don't know if you know what My Haunted Manor does. They have cameras everywhere throughout the house. Have you watched any of their YouTubes?
No, I have not.
So what they do is they film the entire public investigations. And then if something happens to people, that there's cameras in your face. So it's like this live production. And then they put it on their YouTube. So it's really cool. You should go watch some of them.
And is that the Sam Miller you're talking about?
Yes, but it's
I didn't know he did that. No.
Yeah, it's My Haunted Manor. It is new.
If you get a chance to go in there, trust me, go in there.
It's My Haunted Manor USA, and it's on YouTube. So if you go look them out, and they're actually going to be on my podcast in a few weeks. So, and then Daryl was on my podcast a couple weeks ago. So I went outside and I was talking to one of the people and I was telling her what happened. She's like, was there a camera in your face? Did they get that on film? Like whatever. I'm like, no, I don't think anybody was down there. And she's like, well, can I film you right now and tell me what happened? So I went through the whole spiel and told her what happened. And then the next thing she says, you're the third person tonight that's happened to.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that ahead of time. So apparently whoever spirit was there that night wanted people to know that they had died from a heart attack, and it was in the print shop area.
I wouldn't go back there.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Sadie.
Jenny and Bill, thanks for watching.
How long did they come on to our show?
It should be on already. We have to go look.
People, 3 weeks.
Oh, they'll be at the end of May.
We need to talk to them.
Yeah.
For that. Okay.
But our episode should already be, or whatever, when we were there, should already be on YouTube with the.
Okay.
And there was no special guest or anything like that. They just filmed everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, dude, if you can go to that
Well,
place,
we were thinking about renting it out
go to that
at some point.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know if we do that, and you can join us.
Yeah,
I don't know,
definitely.
we have our own paranormal team. I do my stuff with the Reiki and the Rustic Spirit Healing, but we do have our own paranormal team where we do research.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done any research, so I enjoyed it when we did. But I see we had Ernie Atwell on last year, and I see he does stuff with the Sam Miller Mansion.
He's a good friend of mine too. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
there's not too many places where I pick up super strong energy to where it almost gets to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few, and that one there, like I got a lot of stuff there too, a lot of energy. Like, you got to go there if you get a chance. Like, go there. I'm serious. Like, there's some things like I was picking up and talking to Stacey, and I want to ask him about.
There was a lot of people
and I'm not
there that
say
night.
Nothing now, but
okay.
Like, yeah, that's
because Ron and Lourdes, Ron and Lourdes digital seance. Have you had?
No, I didn't.
Have them on your show. Ron and Lourdes, they do digital seance, which is like white noise. They have this whole. Oh my god!
Good. Yeah,
I can't even explain it correctly, but they do, it's white noise. It's similar to like Spirit Box, but they use the white noise, and the stuff that comes through on this is amazing.
When we were there that night, they actually did one where they like slowed it down, and I don't even want to say how much they slowed it down because I don't remember, but it was really slow. And when they do, you can pick up more like words that's being said. Because like when they do the white noise at regular speed, it's like they were saying the spirits like talk so fast. Like it's almost like a rapper, but it's faster. And it's like
Eminem.
Yeah. So like they slow it down, like really slow, whatever. I don't remember the percentage, and then you start picking up these words, and it's like, holy shit, like that. Yeah, that was cool. They did that night there.
Yeah, so that was a cool location we did. We have an investigation. You ever been to Boobies?
Boobies. I haven't heard of this.
Boobies Brewery.
Okay.
Boobies. Sorry, I had to go there.
Not doctors and boobies.
Knockers and boobies. You guys gotta go.
Okay.
But it's spelled Bubes. It's not
okay.
Spelled. It is outside of Columbia, Mount Joy, I believe it is.
Okay.
Mount Joy.
That's about an hour or 45 minutes outside of Gettysburg, Mount Joy.
Yeah, it's probably about an hour and a half hours. About an hour and a half hour 45.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jotnick's Paranormal, Melissa Keller. I don't know if you know her.
No.
They run the investigations there at Boobies. It's a brewery, restaurant, and it has catacombs.
I will say their food is outstanding there. They do great shows. So I'm gonna give you five, but
it didn't download.
Continue.
Hold on. We are actually partnering with them for an investigation. Let me download the image if you want to share it.
Okay. It's Bubbies.
It's you'll see it's Bube apostrophe S.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll be there the weekend of May. It's his birthday weekend, May 17th. I think we're there partnering with Jotnick's as our paranormal team, which we're just getting started as a paranormal team. We've done it forever, but we're like, let's make this official type of thing. All right, let me see. I think you have to give me permission to share that. Oh, maybe I can.
Yeah. Can you share?
No, you have to.
Okay, there we go.
There it is. Yes. So May 17th. That's Boobies Brewery.
Okay.
That place, it's so cool. Like, I know a lot of the history, and I'm not going to go into it right now because that's more for the tour and the investigation.
Yeah.
But they gave me, I swear I have 5 pages of information that I have to go through to learn all the history. But it's been a brewery for a very long time. It's part of the, Prohibition. So they still have the old whiskey barrels down there, and they have the catacombs, and it has a lot of energy. And then there's a hotel there, or an inn that you can stay at that's very haunted as well. So
oh, really? Okay.
yeah, so that's what the tour is going to involve. So,
and once again, they have amazing food. They do great shows there. That's a good place.
mm-hmm.
I have to check that out, even if just
even if you go for like
if you guys are available, like, you should come that weekend.
I will have to bring that up to even more check that. Sorry, I do have a little cheat sheet over here because I said about the YouTube channel for my haunted mansion and then boobies. And then
You're like, okay, check. I got everything over here.
I know May 10th they're supposed to open that store at the mall, the Cryptic Collective with Bill Rigby.
I know, that's exciting. I was talking to Dave about that over the weekend.
Yeah, that's
exciting. Sadie said she just screenshotted. Sadie, if you come, you can spend the night at my house.
So I think Sadie's asked the question we were talking about. I believe it was the Sam Miller mansion in Columbia you were talking about.
That's Columbia, Pennsylvania. That is not far from my house either, Sadie. So Sadie's out by Johnstown, Altoona area. So when she comes out, she definitely needs to stay because that's a long drive back home. Yeah, and then Jerry says, hey. Hi, Jerry. Jerry's been to boobies.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I have been there, and I've done investigations. It's my first time leading one there. So it's so different when you have to lead one, because then you're like, I got to know everything. And I'm a Virgo. Mm-hmm. So I'm a perfectionist, and I want to make sure I have everything absolutely right.
Sounds fun. Yeah. And, we're not too far. Like I said, by about 2. We're 2 hours from Gettysburg, so probably about 2 hours. And Sam Miller was nice. Columbia was a nice little town. I mean, we just did the thing. The only thing it was really weird. We didn't catch anything, but like the room between the print shop, like you come out of the print shop and you go into that room in the center before you go in the room to go upstairs. We were in that room and we were gathered talking, and it was how was it? It was like Gwen. Me and then the woman that owned it was here, and like I'm just standing around just listening to them talk and people doing things, and this orb just shot up between Gwen and I. Mm-hmm. And luckily, I don't know, it wasn't like it was planned. I'm like, did you see that? And then she looked at her picture, and the way she snapped the picture, it caught the tail end of it coming up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
we saw tons of orbs, lots of experiences when we were there. Of course, there was a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So when there's that much people, it kind of messes with the evidence. So I definitely want to go back with a small group. Definitely.
Yeah. We did that one. That was one of the last investigations we did. I can't think of where it was, and it was a public one, and it was just horrible. Like you're trying to be in the dark, quiet, and then people are just coming trekking by, stomping, and then you move, and then you can't get away. It was like
it is, and then you can't really do EVPs, and you're like, what was that? And you're like, oh, that was the people downstairs. Yeah. But we did have one once we were up in the attic or the very top floor, and we were kind of circled as a group, and we were talking to the spirits, and I think we had EMF, and we had like REM pods, and like just a lot of the motion sensors and stuff like that. But I had my K2, and we were trying to talk. Like we a couple of us were in there. We were feeling the person that was in there, and I was like, okay, look. They told us our time was up. We had to switch groups, and we're like, okay. I said, okay, this is it. If you want to talk to us, you need to. And I'm going, show me on that K2 right now. And I pointed to the K2 and it turned to red.
Oh.
And like everybody went, and then we did it again and it went to orange. And so it was very intelligent speaking.
Here, Jerry said, dude, that place is haunted, but nothing bad.
I think he's talking about boobies. I don't think he's been to Samuel Miller.
Oh, okay, booby. And then he said,
I don't think either one.
Yes.
I had a little girl follow me around. Melissa knows.
That's because Jerry has children that follow him around all the time. They're attracted to Jerry. They know he's got this heart for them and wants to help. So, Jerry, you have just an entourage of children that are there to help you, or you're there to help.
And he also said, when are we going? So I'm assuming he's talking about the Sam Miller, or is he talking about boobies?
Well, boobies is on May 17th, Jerry. So if you want to come, it's the same weekend as Penhurst. I'll be at Penhurst during the day and then come home or come from there. It's only about an hour down to boobies.
We go out there and come there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, tiring weekend. Paranormal hangover.
Say hi. Gwen's home.
Is that my Gwen?
Yeah, she's gonna get situated.
So
I told her to come on in and say hi. But
Gwen, I'm wearing a shirt.
Yes, Gwen. Where do you see what Gary and Stacey are wearing?
I made him wear it.
Should start wearing gun knockers for this. Penhurst is that day as well. That's going to be a
the
busy
Penhurst
day.
Paracon is that weekend.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think we missed the sign up for that one, but
yeah,
we try to get back. We didn't go last year. Something came up. We had to back out. But the first year we went was we liked it there. But everything is on Gwen. She comes up with things. We were just getting ready for our first show with Bill Rigby's the Penn, Ohio, and she ordered plastic bags like that you could seal the shirts in, because the year we went to Penhurst, the dust was just like holy.
The dust at Penhurst is horrible.
Yeah, because we were outside. So if we go back, we'll be protected next year, because everything is going to be. We're going to have one shirt out for you to look at, and then everything is going to be.
Penhurst is different this year.
Oh, really?
So there's no. I'm assuming you were inside the Devon building. Was that much?
No, we were outside. You
were outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, you might still have dust, but they have no longer inside vendors. Hi, sweetie. I love you.
Love you too.
How was your work day?
Oh my God! But you're wearing my shirts. I love it. I love it.
We have to.
Oh, that's right. I love it.
And she bought the fitted ones.
Oh,
yeah. I sold it a 5.
I have 5 colors. I have yellow. I have red, black. I need 2 blacks and then a white.
Nice. What?
If we're not doing it,
buy more.
Oh, nice.
Boobies Brewery.
Oh, that sounds like a place I need to be at.
I told her got knockers and
boobies. Got knockers at boobies. And I'll talk to
Melissa.
Melissa likes doing these para-unity events with teams.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she would love to have you guys come in as the guest team and
oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Doing. Yeah. You guys should come out this one, May 17th.
Just let me know.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, why are you even on here?
It's
Sorry,
my birthday weekend, so we can have some fun now.
Oh, I did see. Here, Jerry said he needs to get to your house. And Jeff, how are you doing?
Jeff, are you okay?
Yes, I saw his post.
I saw it today too.
Hold on. I was talking to Ashley earlier and told her to call me when they were done, and she has not updated me. So I don't know. So they must have just, or he might still be at the doctor's. Are you still in the doctor's office, Jeff? Yes, I am. In the ER. He's still in the ER.
Oh,
Jeff,
wow.
our prayers are going out to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
He collapsed. His knees, his
healing
leg.
energy coming your way, buddy.
Yeah,
he's testing.
Yeah, he's got a lot of issues with chronic pain and mobility. There's got to be nerve damage or something like that. Yeah. But our prayers are with you, Jeff.
Yes. Yeah. Is that Jeff? Is that something that just came on or has it been going on? Because I mean, we saw him last year at the Western PA. What? Not Western. What was
Oh, hey, what's that? Rick?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go change because I'm sweating to death in this uniform.
I know it's hot out.
Huh?
It's hot out today.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous out today.
I've been door dashing all day. I'm sweaty and stinking.
I got off work and I had
because I make more money door dashing than I do at my day job.
I got off work. I had an eye appointment.
I'm ready to start door dashing.
I made $100 today in 3 hours.
How much?
$100 in 3 hours.
Shit. I don't even make $100 in 3 hours.
Seriously?
I make $60 in 3 hours.
Let's see, what do we got here?
Yeah.
Rick Bear, good evening.
Hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
He was my original teacher, my first mentor.
Nice.
Yes. When I was in my 20s.
And then Jeff goes, "You guys talk enough about me."
Well, okay, we'll stop.
All right.
Okay, well, stop. But you don't want us to because you're a attention whore. I love him to death. He is. He is fully aware.
He is.
I am too. I never said I wasn't. Jeff and I are very similar, and Ashley and Jeff and Ashley are very good friends of ours. And we talk like almost every day.
They talk almost every day.
And
I'm the kind of guy like, just let me the fuck alone.
but Jeff and I are very similar to the point where we have a group chat that's called Crack Ducks Paracon, because Jeff and I's ducks are on crack and they just go crazy.
I'll see you later. I'm going to go change.
All right. See you later.
Oh, I'm going to eat. I'm hungry.
Priorities.
Yeah, I know.
But we
Oh,
need Gary and Jeff needs Ashley to bring us back to earth sometimes.
I'm glad Jeff's watching.
Yes. I hope you're okay, Jeff. Seriously. I really do. I hope you're okay. But yeah, Boobies is gonna be great. So but Penhurst. Well, I was talking about Penhurst.
Yes. You said no indoor vendors?
They redid the whole Devon building. They used to have the indoor vendors in Devon. Do you remember that? Well, now they have 2 bars in Devon and their gift shop. So it's all redone. Because I did an event with them Valentine's Day. They do My Haunted Valentine. And I was one of their readers.
Okay.
So I was in the VIP room, and their haunted house is down below. It was a haunted house event. So their haunted house is down below, and they bring people up and so into this VIP bar, and then they have the gift shop, and then on the other side is the regular bar with a stage and all that kind of stuff. You'll be amazed what you see in there. So the money that they're making at these Paracons is going.
Yeah, like they're doing well. I mean, people might grumble, but they're doing.
People grumble because they're doing it for entertainment.
No, but what they make, they're putting everything back in. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's good. Yeah,
they're making them. And it takes time. Like people can't expect for them to go in and fucking renovate the whole thing and spend $1 million. You know what I mean? Like, as they make money, like they're doing good. I'm gonna give them a heads up. Like, yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah,
they are.
So is the outside area a little better now, or is it still? I mean, it was.
It depends on the season.
Last year
was dry.
Well,
get the dust.
It depends on
a little bit of rain, and you know what I mean.
Last year it was rainy.
The back is gravel, and you know what I mean. Like, if you don't get no rain or nothing, it's going to be dusty. But
so, were you guys there the year before that?
Yeah, we were the year before, and we were like at the back lot where you come down in. I can't remember.
They redid the whole thing with that. So the second year, last year, because I was indoors in the Devon both times. So they had the indoor at the Devon, and then you had this last year. Everybody started at the Devon. All the guests or
they funneled
patrons
them a certain way.
They funneled them through the Devon building.
So everybody
through all of the indoor vendors, which this year there's going to be no indoor vendors, and then out to the lawn. Okay. And then had all of the vendors out in the lawn, like right outside the Devon building. Okay. I don't know if you remember that. It's like, I don't think they even had vendors over there that year before when you.
Yeah.
And then in order to see celebrities, you had to keep walking around past all the vendors and then got to the celebrities.
Oh, nice.
So they really did a great job at creating that funnel and that pathways.
Yeah, I remember where we were.
They're doing a good job. They're learning every year. And
there was people in there and they were complaining that there was no foot traffic. Matter of fact, they even put signs up, and I don't remember.
Well, I can tell you what happened that year. So that was they hadn't done I know exactly what you're talking about, because they hadn't done a Paracon. They'd wait, I guess, a couple years. They hadn't done one. So they're like, well, let's start it back up. Let's do a Paracon.
Yep, I remember them saying that.
They didn't, everybody, like all of the vendors I was supposed to be outside that year, unloaded, and they were overwhelmed. They couldn't get everybody unloaded by the time. There was a line going out. So they were like, okay, we're going to throw these vendors in the Devon, even though they're not supposed to be there. And then no one knew they were there. So it was a hot mess.
Like I will say, like dude, I give them all the credit in the world, because every year they just keep improving, and they put money. Like I can't say nothing bad about them. Like,
no, I mean, and
like the year Stacey's talking about, yeah, it was, and it was like, oh, what the fuck, you know?
It was.
But then you go back the next year, or you see what's going on, you start to understand. Okay, they got overwhelmed.
Sorry, I gotta plug in the computer.
And then you go back next year, and it's so much. Like, yeah, like one dude took us down the basement, and
that was Jim, one of the owners. You
know, after the show, and I kind of got freaked out in the one bathroom. Like, dude, they're just, I can't say nothing bad about them. Like, they're doing everything good and spending what they can to improve. And
they are.
Yeah.
Jenny Schaefer did ask me a question.
Yeah.
About, there you go. For someone who's adjusting to being an empath, would you suggest Penhurst as a no-go? No, I wouldn't say in general. And this is a question that for people who do know me and that we've had these conversations as a Penhurst, I would never investigate it personally, because that's what I do for a living. I work with children, disrupted youth, children in autism, children that have disabilities. And I work in that was a state-run hospital, and we still have state-run hospitals today. So me personally, I'm very sensitive to it. But I would say no. I say, like, if you are just make sure you have protections, being an empath. No, it's just like going into any other location.
Yeah, I'd say go there. Go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, go.
I had crazy experiences, not even investigating, just going into different buildings.
I'd like to say more, but I don't want to cut them down. That's one of my least. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Go.
Looks like Jerry said the same thing. Open up your abilities, and then here, just make sure you have protection with you.
Yeah. Yeah, Jenny, just contact me before you want to go. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So I just saw Jenny this weekend. She came to the festival. She lives right near the brewery that that had the festival this weekend. Nice. So she came up for a little bit.
Nice. So I know we're pushing close to the hour, and I want to respect time and everything. And I appreciate you guys being on. And I know I could talk for a long time. So I always say, again, close to the hour, love to have you guys come back, especially, hear what you did. Any other things coming up that you're doing besides boobies? And
there's a lot of things in the works, should I say.
Yeah.
We've been talking
about. We're trying to stay local.
We're trying to do more local, but we are doing that Creep It Real. We have to talk a little bit about the Doss House. Like,
that's one of the things I don't know about yet.
You know, Creep It Real. We've been talking about Creep It Real.
You're talking about me or him talking about me?
I said we need to talk about the Doss House.
Us?
Our experiences at the Doss House.
No, I don't like to, because then, let's say the Doss House is. Remember, I said there's only a few places that really get to me. I said that tonight. I don't know the exact words I used. The Doss House is one of them places that it really messed with me.
It did. Gary is the type of person.
I don't want to say nothing because people will start going that specific area.
Well, Shauna, I think that's kind of known. I think that's kind of known.
Well, they know if that's up to them. But that's that's another good one. Let's just put it there. I had some things happen that I probably never happened investigating before.
I will do, Jenny.
Close, but
so if you're getting a storm, we got about 40 minutes after you, and it'll be here. She's down in
the Doss House, the one in Columbia that we were talking about. I really like that. I picked up a lot of things there.
You've
There's
investigated
only a couple-
Gettysburg, right? Have you
there's a
guys
couple
been to
places.
Gettysburg, right?
Been there. We've camped there. We went to the battlefield, and then we did the one weekend we paid to
Orphanage?
go to the what's that?
The orphanage?
No, we didn't go to the orphanage. Gwenwyn, no. It was the
Jenny Wade House, probably.
no. We haven't gone to the. That's one thing we have to do. We have to get down to Gettysburg, Jenny Wade, the orphanage.
Okay.
It was an inn, and like
The Rainsworth Lodge or Farnsworth?
Gettysburg in?
I think Farnsworth.
Farnsworth.
Sure
Yeah,
now.
those are the ones. Yes. Okay.
We message her.
Yeah. Gary's the type of person. You've never been to the orphanage, so you don't know. But in the orphanage, there's a pit that the maiden mother would put all the kids in when they were bad, and they'd put them in this orphanage or in this pit, and no one wants to go in there but Gary. He's the type of person that goes into all the pits, and he goes into the
I get where nobody
spaces.
wants to go. I'm like, yeah.
But then when we went to the doll's house, to this spot in the doll's house, he was like, "No, I'm done. I need to get out of here." And like no one wanted to go there, and he went down, and but now he won't go back. So if he doesn't want to go to a place, a dark area of a house or a location, then there's definitely something going on. And I know they're currently doing a lot of research on what it is down there. I'm not going to be the one to talk about it.
Yeah.
I went back the second time with Danielle, and I'm not going to say where I was at because I don't want people to go there and expect something. But I was facing one direction, and she said, "That's the direction you were facing." And I said, "No, I was facing this direction. This over here didn't exist, and this thing here was over here." And she's like, you know what I mean? She actually snapped me out of it because she goes, "Gary, you okay?" And I don't know if she said once, 3 times, 5 times. I don't know. I just heard her voice saying, "Gary, you okay?" And I went, "No." And I actually had to walk away. And then the second time I went down, I went to where I thought I was, and the direction I was looking, and she was like, "No, you were here. Look in this direction."
So we think it might have been some type of portal.
Oh wow.
Or time shift.
Yeah.
I don't want to say where I was at because the people will flock there, and I need to go. I want to go back down there again with Danielle. So I'm not. But the Doll's House, the one in Columbia, yeah, there's a couple good ones.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of places.
God,
I see Jerry says, "I want to be on a show," and perfect. If you have a story, Jerry, just email me. I do it the 2nd and the 4th Mondays of the month. That way, and I'll be more than happy to schedule you. I do have the 28th open of April, and then all of May. So I'm still.
I've tried to get Jerry on my show a couple times. He's very camera shy. He says he does it on my. He's like, "I want to be on," but then, yeah.
So is there anything about Bigfoot we want to talk about?
Well, he's more.
We can talk about Bigfoot. I mean, we'll talk about
UFO. Like he's my Bigfoot and alien guy. Like when I met him, I swear.
Like the ghost
my
world,
TV
I see that shit all the time. Like
doesn't go after, doesn't like there, when I go up in the bedroom, it's either aliens or something cryptid on the TV. It really is.
So hold on. What's your belief on Bigfoot? Do you believe Bigfoot is flesh and blood, or do you believe Bigfoot is like the UFOs? What did the cryptid like, or do you think he's flesh and blood? What's your theory on it?
What's my theory? I'm only going by. So
my theory when you're done with your theory.
Okay. So my theory is based off everything that I hear from Gwen's investigations. Because like I said, we have friends that we went and investigated his house with, because he has UFOs, he has Bigfoot activity.
Yeah, we'll get to the UFOs. That's like Bigfoot.
Yeah, definitely, because we've had an experience.
Into that.
Bigfoot, the very first time I heard when she went, how whole Got Knockers got started was on a BFRO expedition. It was her and 2 other guys, and they were on a logging road. And I mean, I went. I had our bloodhounds were pups at the time, so I stayed in a camper at a campsite, and she did the weekend thing with them. And they were on a road, and something about 20 feet from them was walking bipedal through the woods, and all of them turned and scanned their thermals on, and nothing came up. But yet it was still moving.
This was at nighttime?
What's that?
This was at nighttime?
Yeah, it was like after midnight.
Well, yeah, thermal it probably was.
So do you believe Bigfoot is flesh and blood?
Hold on, he's going to do a story. Let him tell a story.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I think it might be. I feel like it might be a combination. He might be flesh and blood, but there might be a little bit of paranormal. What's that?
Go ahead, Terry. You're done with the story.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I
believe Bigfoot is Sasquatch. Bigfoot is flesh and blood, and I also believe they're skinwalkers, right?
Yeah.
Like you, and if you watch like These Woods Are Haunted, these weird things that show up, I believe there's flesh and blood, and then the things that when people see them in the woods or whatever, and they just kind of like disappear. That's not the flesh and blood. That's the one that can turn into, like
interdimensional,
skinwalker. Whatever, you know what I mean, interdimensional.
Yeah,
I believe there's flesh and blood, and there's that higher.
I think that's the biggest debate.
The higher thing,
the Bigfoot community is it real, biological,
like UFO,
or is it alien?
Okay, like the UFO thing. Like some are. Is it coming like the ones that are like kind of cryptid? Does it come from them? Is this like the skinwalkers and all? Like, I don't know. Like, I believe there's both. There's flesh and blood, and the ones that can turn into Bigfoot can turn into whatever else. You know what I mean?
Bigfoot is a spy for the aliens. I do believe that sometimes.
No, like in the
I don't
because,
have
like,
a theory.
There's flesh and blood, and I believe
one.
there's cryptid Bigfoots. And the cryptid Bigfoot, like it could be a skinwalker, whatever the fuck.
So more cryptid, like depending on what it is. Like
I believe there's both. Yes,
yeah.
I'm with you. I believe there's both.
Yeah. I think it's a combination because it gives things, and it's funny. It was.
I like what Sadie said.
What's that?
We don't say the word skinwalker, flesh pedestrians. So we do not.
Well, whatever. Like when you watch like These Woods Are Haunted, and you see these like black
Sadie's from
with
that
eyes.
Well, Sadie's from the Alleghenies.
I think
so
them
they
turn
have
into a Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, that's where Gwen had her
flesh and blood.
Sadie's from
Sasquatch,
Chestnut Ridge area.
Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I do believe there is flesh and
She's
blood.
in a hot spot. Sadie's in a hot spot, Chestnut Ridge area. But where a lot of that stuff is happening.
Okay.
Like, where we get a lot of we don't know.
All right, what about UFOs? What's your theory on that?
Oh, I'm up for it. We had so it was really interesting. Like Gwen had her sighting in 2021, 22, 21. And ever since then, it was like things we can't explain. But you were saying about the flesh and blood in the like thing. I don't know where I was. I don't know if I was on a fire call, like an accident or something. I wasn't home, and she has the pictures. She was getting ready for bed, and outside our bedroom. Now our neighbors are like 800 feet in front of us, maybe 1,000 feet, and then there's one you can't see from our bedroom. You can't see their house because it's on the side. It's a couple hundred feet. It's closer, and we told the story on my last show, and people were like, "Oh, it's headlights or it's brake lights." And that. First of all, we live in a country area. After like right now, you barely hear a car, and it's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
10 o'clock at night, you hardly hear anything, and you're not going to see brake lights because if there's brake lights coming out of my driveway, somebody's like, "Oh shit, I'm on the wrong property," and they better get their butt moving.
Oh, yeah.
But she was getting ready for bed, and out of her bedroom window, she saw 2 red, what looked like eye shine.
Oh, okay.
And she grabbed the gun and went out back and around the front, and there was nothing there. And she stood probably 10, 15 feet from, and she tells the story in her presentations.
Yeah. I've heard it.
And like for paranormal, don't take one picture, you take several pictures to see.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she took a picture
She
and then
didn't
went
believe
this
before,
way,
right?
and then
She
took a
didn't
picture.
believe any of this. She didn't believe any of this before this happened, right?
Well, and yeah, she says we don't believe it. It's not like we both didn't believe. It was more like that thing. We just didn't put a lot of stock in it. Like if I've heard of Bigfoots, and you hear all that stuff, and it's kind of like if it's there, it's there. If it's a hoax, it's a hoax. It's a pretty good hoax, And if they're real, that's great. And I mean, I'm not one who needs to see a body. I mean, there's stuff. I tell people, like, when they say if you believe in Bigfoot or you believe in ghosts, I'm like, well, you believe in a God, and we've never seen one.
It's about faith, right?
It's exactly.
I've had rocks thrown at me, so I've never seen a body, but I've had rocks thrown at me.
Yeah, we had rocks. And so when she showed somebody this picture, it was exactly 1 minute apart from where she took the first picture to the last picture. And on the screen or inside, there's a screen in a window. It looks like there's a palm print on that, but it wasn't on the first picture.
Oh, wow.
So if something put that there in that minute, there was nothing physically between her. Like she could not see something between her and the window of the house.
Oh, yeah.
Outside. So, yeah, I mean, but people are like, oh, it's like, we're not saying it's Bigfoot. And we don't say, like, even when we do paranormal, we're not running a ghost. We're trying to debunk it before.
Exactly. That's what we do.
Like, so, we have stuff here at the house we can't explain. We've had rocks thrown. We've had, I tell the story, and if people watch over and over,
you
they're
guys in Selinsgrove, or you're
outside?
No,
we're outside. We're between Shamokin and Sunbury in Paxton and Stonington area.
Okay.
And like when she first had her sighting, it was like I came out of her driveway, we turned left. So driveway, we can only go right.
Memorial Day weekend.
What's that?
Are you guys doing anything Memorial Day weekend?
Not that I'm aware of. Why? What's up?
We'll be up in the area that weekend. We have a cabin we stay at. It's in Woodward. I don't know if you know where Woodward is.
Yeah, that's out towards State College. Woodward.
Towards State College.
It's
right
still probably an hour from Stelincrove.
Yeah.
Woodward Cave.
Woodward Caves. We're like.
But if you guys are not doing anything that weekend, we should all get together and maybe go hiking and
definitely.
Patty.
We'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, get in touch with us. Is that coming up, right? Memorial? Yeah, Labor Day is in the fall. Yeah.
End of May.
End of May. Yeah. End of May.
So I mean, there's stuff at the house we can't explain. And we watch the paranormal shows, we watch the Bigfoot shows, and she really dug into this. And we had tree breaks. We have a branch that's shoved back in. I mean, we have a little over 2 acres, like 2.25 acres. And it was really weird. It was like, I was the one who saw this first. Like she got bees and we were putting bees on our sand mound side. And since she had the suit, she was doing all the bees and it was raining and I'm just like kind of hanging out by them.
That's awesome.
Huh?
Yeah, bees. That's going to attract them.
What if you took a string and got attached an apple to that string about
they have honey
9 feet tall? Then you know it's a Bigfoot.
Yeah. Now we don't
put a trail camera there.
We do it. Oh, we do it. We did have a trail camera. Christmas Eve of the 1 year, it's after 6 o'clock. We had family members because we had Christmas Eve, we have a Christmas Eve dinner here, and we had family coming, and she caught two. You definitely see the eye shine behind our chicken coop.
Mm-hmm.
One's a taller one, and one was a shorter one. And the shorter one, the eye sign looked like it was looking at the bigger one, and it was like after 6 o'clock at night on Christmas Eve. So it is definitely. I mean,
they're not fucking dumb. Like you put a trail camera up, like they're gonna know.
Language.
Oh.
That's okay.
They're not dumb.
We're not, PG.
People
they're not. They know. They're very smart.
Oh, I think so. I think they're very intelligent.
They're out in the woods or like more interact. No, they're smart. Like they know. Like if you put an apple and a camera there, they're gonna be scanning that shit like a deer for like half hour, 40 minutes. You know what I mean? They're not dumb.
They have trust issues just like we do as humans.
Yeah, I think they are intelligent. And the thing is, it's like, so we had trail cams out, but then like we had, so the first year that Gwen did From Behind Tall Trees, she did it with Carrie. So Carrie and her husband Steve came. They did an investigation. I stayed with the dogs. And then when they came back, they were camping, and she tells the story like Carrie got up during the night, like about 5 o'clock in the morning, because they came back after 3, and she heard what she heard Gwen. Let's put it this way: she heard Gwen's voice coming from inside the chicken run, because we have a coop, and then we enclosed it with screen and a roof, so it's a run, so you can walk in there and everything. She heard Gwen's voice say, "Good morning, ladies." She got up, went up. She's like, "Oh, Gwen's up," and looked over at the tent next to her, and Gwen was snoring away. She's like, "Oh," so she went back in.
So it mimicked.
It mimicked. That's another thing. They mimicked.
Yeah, and then they had a tape recorder out, and they captured a giggle, and then also during those couple hours, there was Steve and Carrie heard something heavy walk behind their tent. Now we don't. It'd be very impossible. It'd be very rare, I should say, very rare for us to get a footprint on our property. It's all hard shell ground. I mean, unless we had several inches of snow and there was a footprint, that would be a way. But I mean, you would take it would. It would have to have a lot of rain, a lot of soft ground.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
it wasn't raining.
If we lived in
like,
suburbia,
here you go.
He'd be feeding the Bigfoot
I'd
if
be
we
waiting
had
for him.
some land.
Yeah. I'd be like,
You want to pet? He wants to pet a Bigfoot.
that would be me. Like I'd be like, I'd feed him every night and try to earn the trust. You know what I mean? I'd try to get closer and closer. That'd be me. Like,
no, we definitely don't want to feed them. Gwen's thing is because if we don't feed them, we give them food. What happens if they get mad? Because something did attack our chicken coop. Our chicken coop has regular fence on the bottom and chicken wire on the top, and something took our fence and just kind of turned it like a sardine can, rolled it back.
That doesn't sound like a fox.
But they're hungry.
It wouldn't be a fox. It wouldn't be a deer. I'm here in the house over 17 years. And I'm yet to see a bear on our property. And, our thing is if it was a bear and there's 20 some chickens, it's not just going to open up and take a chicken.
Hold on. They're hungry. If you raised what you need for chickens and you raised a couple extra for the Bigfoot, they wouldn't go snatch your chickens.
He wants you to feed the Bigfoot.
So you gotta get a couple extra going. And you gotta like talk to them and say, "Here's your chicken," because
my God,
if they're watching you, they're up there watching. You go, "These are your chickens."
There you go.
They'll learn that that's the only chickens they can take.
Gary thinks they're very intelligent. He does think they're.
I
think he watched an episode once of
why they survive so long.
Talking about the chokeweed, where they psychically connected to the Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Even the chokeweed and stuff like that. So
they gotta be
really. Dude, come on, like if they survive this long,
oh my God, yeah, and
they are very intelligent.
Yeah.
So like if you do your chickens, if you really think you have a Bigfoot there, and you do your chickens, and then you do a separate little pen,
but it's going to be labeled like Bigfoot chickens.
No, even though you go out there like vocally every night and say these are your chickens.
Okay,
don't eat my chickens.
I'm going to stop you there because
you know what I mean?
Wait.
They're up there watching.
You don't want to investigate our own house for paranormal activity. Do you think he wants to feed Bigfoot on his property?
I think he does.
We don't want to piss him off.
I think he wants. I think
we just want to cohabitate. We don't want to piss him off.
Something on the camera, we can go. Okay.
Yeah, but they can go places for that. But you were just like you don't want to do paranormal investigations here, so we don't know about anything. You don't really want to do that on your land.
I'm sorry, love. If we lived out in the country and I thought there was a Bigfoot there, I'd be feeding motherfucker every night.
Yeah.
Because he lives outdoors. The spirits are indoors. We know we have indoors. We've seen it.
Jerry says,
out there,
I want what you're on, Gary.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I still have
I'd be out there.
He's on a 12-hour workday.
Dude, I'd be like, if I thought I had a Bigfoot around my house, I'd be like trying to.
That's what I was actually
trying
thinking.
to.
Give me a second, please.
I
agree with Sadie because I've talked to Gwen. I've talked to Sadie about this.
Yeah.
I think that might be what's
Oh, we're not supposed to?
No, you're not supposed to say that. Say it out loud.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew about the other one, the skin.
Yeah, same thing. The Wendy
yeah.
boy. The Wendy boy is the same way. That's why she said Wendy boy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, so I mean, and then getting back with UFOs, after all of this, we had an unexplained, I can't explain it. Like, so before we had our patio extended and our pups were small, our neighbors just close to here in the back here. So our property line's only real close, and they were on a cruise, and it was, I specifically remember, it was 10:15 at night. Gwen was getting ready for work, getting ready for bed, and even though she gets ready an hour earlier, this was an hour later. I'm like, all right, I'll let the dogs out and da-da-da. And as soon as I went out, the dogs were over, and they start looking at the that neighbor's house. And in the sky, there was something with 3 red lights, but the red lights were vertical, not horizontal. I mean, I've seen planes, I've seen drones in the sky, small drones. Hell, we just saw a drone in the sky 2 nights ago. We were coming back because there is a company that was testing during the day last year a big drone. But that's okay. Get on the story. This was 3 red lights, and this thing was coming down, and when it was coming down, and then it started turning, and I'm like, Gwen, you got to see this. It was lower than a plane.
Oh,
it
wow.
was no sound, and I'm like, Gwen, get out of here. She comes out. She's like, what am I looking? I'm like, wait a minute, it's coming back. It's over, it's coming past it's behind the neighbor's house, and we're waiting, and finally it like came, and then it was turned, and it was in front of our house. So like we walked the way, and it was in front of our house, and this thing was incredible. Now it was like 3 white lights vertical, and all of a sudden I'm not saying whatever it was knew we were watching it, but we were out in the yard watching this thing, and this thing was not close. It was not quite back to the small mountain range that was like back there. And this thing, when I say turned on a 45, it turned on a 45. So it was like the thing was going, the thing was going this way. And like all of a sudden it just went whoop. And it looked like it would come in the distance. It looked like if it kept coming, it would come down our driveway. And then it turned, and there wasn't any clouds in the sky, and it got behind a tree and disappeared. And we were like, what the hell did we just see? We just called it an unexplained, a UAP, unexplained aerial phenomenon. And then it had to been like 1 month later, letting the dogs out around the same time, 9:45, 10:15, and off the back of the house, it originated in the same spot, and then it started coming down the trees behind here, and then it turned and then disappeared into the trees. Like, I mean, I couldn't see it anymore because it was in the summer.
Yeah.
And then, the one night we had our daughter and her partner, they were over on a Sunday night for dinner, and this thing, again, further in the distance, it was literally looked like it was hovering over the top of this mountain. And it was like, there it was, and it looked like it went down, and then it just went up and disappeared. And people were like, oh, it's Chinese lanterns. I'm like, no, they don't try that.
They don't come down and then go up.
Exactly. Like, this thing looked like it was coming down, and then it just went up and then disappeared. And I'm like, it's the craziest thing. But it hasn't been back since. It was 2 years ago, I think.
So I'm looking, like you said, you guys are outside of Sealands Grove. I'm looking at the map right now.
We're at. So we would be in Paxinus. So it would be where we would originate would be towards Route 61 and 487.
Okay, so you left of the river then?
Depends on which way you're coming. If you're coming down from, if
you're coming 11:15 up from Harrisburg.
Up from Harrisburg, yeah, we would be across the river on the right-hand side. So the river, if you're coming up from Harrisburg, the river would be on the right.
Oh, 61, near Knoebels.
Yes, near Knoebels. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at the BFRO sightings in your area. Like,
yeah.
What am I, ice cream? She's just like licking my arm. Oh, you're near that state game lands. We were going to do an investigation there, and we
Wiser State Park, yeah.
Wiser State Park. We had, because you can get a boondock. It doesn't cost you, or it costs you like $1, like for state forest. We had a thing. It was October, like 2 years ago, and we were going to go do a whole Bigfoot investigation and all of that, and then the weather just turned out to be horrible.
Yeah, Gwen does state game lands. The Wiser one and the one over in Catawissa is her investigation. Matter of fact, the one time that night that they were all camping, they came back. They actually had Carrie and Steve, their daughter, Gwen, and I can't think of the fifth person.
Okay.
They actually knocked on a tree and like a blue orb or a bluish orb just started floating, and they did it again, and one appeared lower, and they were like, "What the hell?" And then they came back like a month or so later, and they went during the day, and there was like nothing there. There was no houses, no roads, and it was like one of these things where the trees, and then it just dropped off into the bottom of the. So there was like, just to try to dispel like what would this be.
See, and that's the thing.
I'd be
You can't
going back
convince
knocking
me.
again.
I know, but you can't convince me that you can't. I'm still up in the air of what I believe when it comes to Bigfoot and aliens and all that, like the connection between the two. But you cannot convince me that alien and Bigfoot do not coexist somehow.
That's what
there's too much
you and
evidence.
I agree with. There's flesh and blood.
Yep.
And there's the cryptid.
There's too much evidence that
the cryptid could be Bigfoot, it could be this, could be this, and that's where we haven't figured out yet.
Yeah.
Our friends, we got our friends that had we became friends with, and they were asking us to investigate their property, and like last year we went up with myself and Gwen, and then another team of paranormal folks. So we were trying to do because they have, like I said, they have it all. But when we first met them, they showed a picture because their story was featured on Ancient Aliens, and it was Travis, and it was the homeowner and his wife, I believe. And the picture, somebody took a picture, and as soon as he showed us the picture, I was like, "What's that in the sky?" And he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "You could clearly see above them in the distance. It wasn't like right above them, but in the picture in the sky was a perfect 3D square."
Oh wow!
It wasn't, and I don't care. People could say it's clouds. You show me perfect 3D.
Clouds are square,
and it wasn't white. It was like a grayish thing, and it was, and you could see the dimension, like it went in a little bit. And he was like, "I never noticed that before," and I've showed that picture to other people. But as soon as I'm like, "What's that?"
There's a lot of people to take pictures, and they don't pick up on that stuff.
He sent. We had some experience. He sent a video over to some show. I don't know if they ever picked up on it, but yeah.
That was back during.
That was like 5 years ago.
Nibiru. That was back
during Nibiru.
Nibiru time.
It was before COVID.
It was when the Steelers played Dallas.
Because that's how men do time. There we go.
Football time.
On the porch, dude.
It's football time. Oh my God.
And there's this round ball with they came out like this.
Well, we live near 3 Mile
Island. We actually got my neighbor and looked at it.
We live near 3 Mile Island.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're not too far from us then.
That was Nibiru.
No. I can see 3 Mile Island from my house. We have to take vitamin K.
That was Nibiru time.
Just in case it blows.
Yeah.
I have to sign a form at school that says they can administer vitamin K to my kids if there's a nuclear explosion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're close.
So we get a lot of, I think, I don't want to say alien, but
there's a lot of activity due to
in the
location.
Sky in our location.
We've seen many things.
I think they're attracted to things. Nuclear power plants, because Berwick power plant is just down ways over the mountain from where these people are, and they've seen stuff that they can't equip. I don't know where we were. I don't know if it was at our festival first year or last year. somewhere there was a woman who, and again, I mean, we hear these stories, and it's some of them are like there, and then some of them are out there, and you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm a person who will give anybody the benefit of the doubt until you prove yourself or you're proven you're a bullshitter or you're false. But this woman claims that her son was working at the Berwick power plant. He was out in his car during the break.
The what power plant?
Berwick.
Yeah. Where's that at?
Berwick, PA, which is outside of Bloomsburg.
Up in that area.
Yeah. So like we're here. So I don't know how it's just outside of Elysburg in that area over to Catawissa, Bloomsburg area.
I know you're right. That's a hot spot. Yeah, that's a hot spot. Yeah.
She said something was above and actually picked up her son and lifted him off the ground. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I guarantee you that probably
if I'm not mistaken,
he got something done. There's probably a memory loss. He probably went up, came back down, and she has memory loss.
So you feel like was it a abduction?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He said he just went up and down, and I think she said he quit his job. He didn't go back.
Didn't go away.
Okay.
He went up. They blocked her, and he went up.
Yeah, Gary is really into the alien stuff. Like he really believes, like some of the times, like he believes he's been abducted.
Yeah.
He's actually had a psychic do a reading on him and say that he has an implant in his body, but he's never gone to get it scanned because that doctor's not alive anymore, I think, or isn't doing it anymore. So, it's like you don't know. There's so much. Like I'm a skeptic when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
And I always question everything.
I do as well. I mean, I believe in ghosts. I believe in alien. I just think we can't be the only ones in ever. And it's like,
I do agree with that. Yeah.
You know, and aliens have the technology to make it here, but we can't make it we can only make it to the moon.
Or can we?
I mean,
or can we?
Yeah. Or can we?
Maybe we do have the technology. We just don't, us small folk don't know it.
Right. I mean, they say it's going to take 88 years to get to Mars. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how that's even possible. Even if you put an infant on a rocket, how's that infant going to grow up and learn anything? And then, how guarantee that it's going to live 88 years to get to Mars?
We would have had to figure out the time warp stuff.
You're not gonna. They're not gonna colonize Mars with a bunch of 88-year-olds.
No.
So I could be wrong but I remember I thought I heard it took 88 years to.
I knew it was something like that. It was something definitely.
It wasn't like 6 months or a year or boom or instant thing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But or that somebody will see you eventually. But yeah, it could be there, but just don't share with us. I mean,
I think there's a lot of things going to come out soon. I think we're going to start to realize some things are going to be coming to the forefront.
Because I do know with the aliens, I know I had a psychic medium on my show, and I don't know if it was before the show, like backstage when we were talking, and she was like, "So, did you have an experience with a UFO?" And I told that story, and she's like, "No, I'm not talking like a year ago. This was like last year, so like a year ago.
When you were a kid,
like when you were younger." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, it was like you, a girl, and a boy." And you guys were there, and it appeared, and then you all just went running. And she's like, "Are you missing time?" And I'm like, "Not that I'm aware of." So,
if you were a kid, you wouldn't know. Like, if you're
I wouldn't know. And plus, I mean, I'm 54, so I mean, if this happened when I was like 8, 9, 10, I mean, I don't even know what I did 2 weeks ago, let alone 40 years ago, 40-some years ago. So
yeah, you don't know. Yeah.
But I didn't know. I'm like, no, I don't remember that. And she's like, yeah, I'm seeing, because she was like a remote viewer. She's like, I'm seeing what you're seeing, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it was.
That's pretty cool.
It was. I mean, it's wild. I mean, past life. I mean, I know I'd like to have with Gwen. I know her and I would like to do past life regression, like a regression therapy.
She did reach out to me. I don't currently do them like professionally. I can I'll explore it when I work with her. I will do some exploring with it because I'm training to do it. It's more about trusting yourself. And I don't always trust what I'm getting, but I'm very drawn to past life regressions. I'm very drawn to that past life stuff. I feel like our characters are shaped by ages and ages and ages and many lives. So I do sometimes pick up on that stuff when I'm doing my readings, especially on the Reiki table. But I know Gwen, I said I would connect her with someone that I do know that does.
Oh, okay.
Actual past life regressions. But let's see what happens when I work with her and work with, like when I come to the house. If you want to get on the Reiki table too, you're welcome.
Oh, hey. I would like to give it a try.
Yeah. Have you had Reiki before?
No, never. No.
Do you know what it is?
A little bit about it, but yes, because I know she says I should get it because I know, so yes.
And it's energy. It's like we're all made of energy.
Yes.
So it's that energy within you. It's Reiki is pure love, which is the universe is made up of, So when we connect to that source energy, we're able to bring it into our everyday lives and heal others, but also connect to like anything that might be lingering around.
No, I'm fascinated. I would like to try. I know she just had one at the one place, and I mean, again, her job is when she's off for the day. I mean, I only have, Saturday and Sunday unless I take a vacation day, and I try. I mean, in past jobs where I accumulated vacation time, I was like a vacation whore. I'd have hours out the wazoo, but with this job.
Isn't it funny how that's changed? My husband was the same way. He worked a job like when I first met him, we've been together 10 years. He could take any day off he wanted. He had like 33 days a year. And that vacation they've really gotten stingy with vacation.
And it's not that it's stingy. It's just like I'm using them. Like if we go when we go away on a Friday, I'll take Friday off. Or when we went to the UK last year. And then like this year, she's going to the UK, but then like after she came back from the UK, we were supposed to be on a cruise and stuff like that. And I'm like, so we canceled our cruise because I'm like, I don't know how you're going to get the time off, let alone me, and it's like last year and then we had Mardi Gras. So I just took 5 days off for Mardi Gras like I do every year. And then it's like, the cruise and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have the time in between, but it's like really weird how like past, like I would be like, I'd have out the wazoo. Now it's like I'm
Did you say you were a firefighter? Is that what you said?
A volunteer. I do volunteer. Yeah, I don't sound like a career. My real job, I do reporting for the medical record, the software I use. Epic is the tool.
Yeah, I've used Epic.
Yep. So I do.
I don't know if people know, like my day job, I'm a social worker, therapist, clinical practitioner. So yes, I work in the behavioral health field, but I've definitely used Epic.
So I work for a system out of Georgia.
It's gotten better.
What's that, Epic?
Epic has gotten better.
Yes, yeah. It's a learning curve, and it's all there are updates and stuff that they come out with now more than ever and more frequently. Yes. So, but
I don't currently use Epic. I currently use Avatar. So I don't know if you know what that one is, but
I know you're fucking hanging out with during the day. Your mom. Oh.
Anyway. Thank you for having me on. I know we're about done, and we have a crazy puppy right now. So.
Yes, I know we went over 20 minutes. I'd love to have you guys back, and then keep us posted on Memorial Day weekend at Woodward. And
definitely.
I'm gonna check her schedule to see what May 17th is in store for her to see what she has going on. I know the following week is when she's supposed to go to the UK. And like I said, she's going by herself because I just don't have the time. So
okay, I'll reach out to her about the dates and stuff like that because she's the one that plans things. you just go along. So
Oh, yeah.
I know how it works.
Exactly. I mean, I bought one of those skylight calendars for the fridge to kind of keep up with everything. And I'll be like, "What do you work?" And she's like, why'd you spend the money on a calendar if you're still going to ask me?" I'm like, "Because you're right here. That's for when you're not here and something's up and I want to go."
When I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, let me go look at the calendar.
Oh, it's a digital one. Oh, yeah. It's a digital hooked up to her thing. So, I mean, I know what your show is. I know what her schedule is. I know when the big.
Oh, that's nice. I need one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. It's Skylight calendar.
Skylight.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I check those out.
I mounted it to the side of the refrigerator.
Because he's always doing that to me. He's always like, "What are we doing?" It's like, I told you what, like he knew about this, but he didn't know about this. And like,
but the question is, did you really tell him? Because I know this one, Glenn tells me.
This Cinderella's going to bed. I get up at 4 a.m.
He's asking about, did I really tell you about our schedule and things that we're
because I know sometimes Glenn will tell me, and you're like, "I told you."
I'm not supposed to have my phone.
I'm not going to argue with you. I told you.
Oh, by the way, I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Like we tell you things, but it has to be the opportune time. We probably tell you at times that, yeah, that it isn't always going in.
Oh.
So I don't know. Why is Sadie asking what your zodiac is?
Well, Sagittarius. My birthday is in December the 16th.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got, Sadie?
That's what I'm trying. Like, I want to see what she says on that one. No, I think I don't want to say you're like I can see Sagittarius, but I definitely see there's some. I'd like to do your whole birth chart if you have the time.
Yeah.
And the place of your birth, Sadie or I both could do your birth chart. I know Gwen and I's birthday is one day apart, actually.
Oh, in September, really?
Yeah, she's the 16th, right?
Yeah.
I'm the 17th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think we're the same year too.
73.
Oh no, I'm 78. Sorry, when I saw it, I saw the 3, thinking it was the 8. So,
oh, yeah.
But yes, yeah, yeah. She said I was trying to see if the plan thing was connected. Yeah, but Gwen and I are Virgos. We just do things and we plan it and we have everything in order and we're like, here you go. And you guys are just supposed to be in our brains and know what's going on.
Okay, so you said you need my the sign and the birth.
No, I need the time you were born, the time of day you were born, the city that you were born, and then your regular birthday, year, day, month. Why is he looking on your arms?
Because I'm trying to see if I can see my arm. I can tell you.
That's a first for me.
Okay, so the tattoo here is Salvador Dali's Melted Clock.
Oh, yes, I love him.
And if you could see, I know it's probably
it's on the time you were born.
There's 2 times. One time is my birthday because I'm December the 16th. And one time is my son Andy's birthday because his birthday is December the 12th.
Yeah, I can't see that.
I think I might have been born at. I think he was born in the afternoon. I can't remember when I think we were both born somewhere in the afternoon. But yeah, it was funny. And then Bloomsburg is the town I was born at. I was born at Bloomsburg Hospital.
All right, you get me that exact time. I will send you your birth information.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Well.
Because Sadie can do it too, because she just gave me a really cool app. But Sadie, my app stopped being working, so I've been going back to my original thing that I was doing. Because we are not just our sun sign, which yours is Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm.
We are also the time we were born. On the horizon, there was a sign that was rising. So that's our rising sign. And then whatever sign the moon was in, we have our moon sign. And then we have all kinds of other little junks in all of the places, where all the stars were when we were born.
Oh, wow. All right. Well,
yeah, it can give you a headache.
Well, no, it'd be fascinating. I'll definitely have to check out my arm or call my mom and see what time was I born. I mean, she'll probably. She'll know.
Yes, let me know, and then I'll send it to you. I know we're on the hour, and I have, like I said, I have a crazy day right now. So
no, I appreciate it. And I know it's almost 8:30, so we went over a little bit, but yeah, definitely.
oh, that's
I wanted to say, if you liked what you saw or like what you see when you watch this, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button. And if anybody has a story or a paranormal event or anything, I mean, we're open to everything here. Go ahead and feel free to, if you want to be a guest on the show, feel free to send me an email at carc.mpurcell@gmail.com. Like I said, I do second and fourth Mondays. I don't do every other because with Monday, I moved it from Thursdays to Mondays, and our fire company meeting is the first Monday of every month. So I avoid that by doing 2 and 4. Yeah. So tell everybody about it. Check out gotknockers.org. Check out Das House, the boobies.
and the rusticspirit.com if they want to
definitely
come over and check out the things that I have to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you want to plug? I mean, this is all about it too.
Well, I mean, obviously the rusticspirit.com where you can go over to my website. I have merchandise for sale. I make bracelets. I do a lot of handcrafted stuff. I call it handcrafted healing. And see, now Jerry's saying I'm shy. He said earlier he wanted to be on the show, and now he's saying I'm shy. So this is what I'm talking about when I said, Jerry, you just need to break the seal and get on somebody's show.
Jerry, send me an email. Let me know what Monday I could get you on as soon as the 28th.
Yeah, he's a psychic medium too, and has he's very, very gifted.
Really, I would love to have you on.
Yes, and has a lot of knowledge on this stuff. So definitely.
And if Jerry, I mean, I usually prefer a live show because of the interaction that we have here with the people. If you would prefer to do a taped show, I mean, and just like you and I just talking and no one interacting, I'll be more than happy to accommodate that with you. That way we could record it on any given day, and then I'll just broadcast it on a Monday we're doing it. So I'll work with you. I mean, I'm always fast about the media and stuff. Like that's to me is, like interesting. And I had somebody, like, real quick story. I had a medium on, and she was like, "Your grandmother's behind you," and I'm like, "Okay." And she's like, she wants you to wear her necklace, and like it just freaked me the fuck out because the necklace I didn't even know I had. I know I had my Nana's watch after she passed, and that was in 93. I got married to my second wife in 96. For moving and everything else, I lost this milk carton, like the plastic thing of like my high school yearbooks, my confirmation little thing I made when I was in grade school. And what was in there was my Nana's watch. And my sister kept saying, "You have her necklace." And I'm like, I don't remember ever having her necklace. And to make a story short, let's see, Christmas of 24. It was Christmas, I believe, of 23. My kid shows up, and he's going to be 20. He's 25 now, so he was like 23. Shows up with this box, and in it was everything I lost. And in it was the necklace.
Mm.
Now, that's something I don't tell people. Now I do. But, I mean, no one would have known I didn't have that necklace. And they're like, she wants you to wear it or keep it in your wallet. And I'm like, my wallet's my thing. And the thing's about this big. And it's a nice thing. It's dainty too. Like, I'm afraid, how like your butt cheek molds your wallet. I don't want it to mold. Yeah. But I don't want it. And then it was like really weird. After my show, it sits right here under my computer. And after my show, I opened it up for the first time. And it still smells like my Nana's perfume. The box, and it actually does fit me. Like, it has a big enough chain but I don't know. It's not that I don't want to wear it, but so I'm all for, like, you get a good one. I mean, like I said, there's no way she could have Googled this. No way did I say, like, oh my God, I found my Facebook pages from years past and be like, oh, I got my Nana's thing, because there was just nothing.
That's it. And I love that. And obviously I, do some of that mediumship. For me, it's more, I'm a healer, so I do more of the healing aspect, but I do pick up on things sometimes, and it's really cool. Like over the weekend when I was at Snarly Yow, at the Cryptids and Curiosities, I ended up staying later to connect with a person that actually needed some connection with his son who he lost. And I can tell you, on our side of things, when we are able to do that connection, it fills our heart. It just makes us feel like, okay, we're called to do this. Like, this is what. So I'm glad that was able to happen for you. I know this was a little different tonight. I'm sorry if you thought that I was going to come on and do mediumship, but
no, I didn't know. I knew you were a healer, but no. There's I don't ask guests to do that. If somebody, like I said, like too, the one we had on, she did this. I think she did it while we're on the show, and it kind of freaked me out. And then she was picking up on people who was commenting, so she was kind of doing the readings as she was going. But I mean, it wasn't like now, unless somebody you want to come back and do readings, and that's how I'll promote it. Like Stacey's coming back.
If I
so I don't no. Even if I got Jerry on it, he doesn't want to do readings. He doesn't have to do readings, but if something comes into him or anybody's mind and they want to be like, hey, look, so-and-so or me, so-and-so or da-da-da, I mean, like I said, this is unscripted. I don't have questions. Like, I'm not looking at a script going, did I ask this question? Did I ask this question? I can't, no.
I can't do it like that either. Oh, no, that's another thing I want to promote. For those of you that are not in my audience, and they're normal my audience, I run a podcast too on Thursday nights, which you no longer on, but Thursday nights at 8:30 here on Facebook. So you can follow me on Facebook and YouTube. So we go live on Thursday nights, and I think I've had Gwen on, but I think it'd be cool, like as your event's getting closer in August, I'd like to get you guys on there to talk about the event, and
that'd be awesome.
Event promotion for it. So,
I appreciate it. Thank you. And like I said, we're still. The first year we had 20 some vendors. Last year we had 100, and I think we're at 100 again this year. And the first year kind of freaked me out. Like, we're going to do this. I'm like, there's not a Bigfoot cryptid thing on the east part of the PA. Everything's Western and West Virginia and Ohio.
It needs to happen over here. We need,
and it did, and it worked out well.
The people forget that the Appalachian Trail has a lot of Bigfoot sightings.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is true. And the thing is, the second year she was going to cap it at 50, and then it was like 70, and it was 80, and I was shitting my pants because I was like, Gwen, we need every one of those 5,000 people back because we're vendors. We know what it's like going, and we don't make a dime. People aren't going to show. The vendors and the patrons are what makes a good festival. And if you don't get the vendors to make money, and they're not coming back, and then if that happens, the patrons aren't going to come back. So but it turned out the rain held out. So I'm really hoping that the change of venue isn't going to deter people because, like I said, ultimately it's not. It's everything is in thinking of our vendors, our patrons, and just everything. If it's hot and blazing heat, you're not going to have stroke. You're going to be in air conditioning. If it's pouring down rain, you're only going to get rained on from the time you leave your car to the time you get in.
It's August 10th, right?
August 9th, Saturday, August 9th. Yep.
August 9th. So that time of year,
it could be hot.
It could be like 110 degrees. Like,
it could be. And the first year we got lucky, it was nice. Last year, people were coming into us all day long going, I don't know how it's not raining here. 15 minutes out, it's pouring down rain. Even though the clouds were all around us, it was the last hour. And like I said, the way this thing ran.
At least it saved out until then.
It held out, yeah. The one vendor at the very end, like everybody said the water was running down, but it accumulated. It was ankle deep where these people, the very last one at the end of the row was ankle deep. So, yeah. All right.
That's crazy.
Well, let me take you out and let's see. Bonnie says hi, everyone. Hi, Bonnie. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Bonnie.
And Jerry, please get a hold of me. We'll work something out. I'm a talker. I could talk to a fence post, so I'll bring that shyness out of you.
I can do, and Jerry can too. Jerry can. He's the same way. Don't let him fool you. We need to break your seal, Jerry. I'm serious. Once you do it,
you'll go on this circuit.
You're not going to stop. You're going to love it. And yeah, We need to do it. If you won't come on my show, go on a fellow male human, and maybe that'll you feel more comfortable with.
I'd be honored to have you on, Jerry. Seriously, especially if it's your first. I mean, if you're friends with Stacey,
wants to be your first.
Yeah, I would.
I'm sorry, you opened that up for me.
Oh, I did. I want to be Jerry's first.
I love it. Oh, that's why I love you guys. Because I think we did that the first time I met you. We just ended up laughing for like 20 minutes over the shirts and something. Yeah. I don't know. We got in some adult conversation, but it was fun.
Well, got knockers. Everything goes to an adult because people are like, "Are you talking about boobs?" I'm like, "Well, it's a play on words."
No,
You know, I mean, like got knockers. I mean, just like our onesies got knockers. It's kind of for like if you're breastfeeding.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I'd still like to have her get I don't know if she probably don't have enough time, but I thought for last year we were going to have it. No, this year we're not having. I want to get one that's a straight out of the womb with the little baby squatch on its side. You're on the back.
That'd be cool.
Because and only do that from like 0 to like 9 months. Like we do up to 12 months with the got knockers on onesies, and then we do kids.
That would be cool. Straight out of the. Oh yeah,
I like that. You know, we have got knockers, we have straight out of the woods, and we have believe. So, you know, people, I'm like, we got you covered. If you don't believe in Bigfoot, you know, all that good stuff. You don't want to get into got knockers. You know, if you're not into knockers.
Now I'm trying to think of something because I'm playing on Bill's thing with It's Not a Bear. There's got to be something you can do there.
Yeah, say he wants to pop his cherry.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? All right. Well, I appreciate everybody watching again. The show is not scripted. If the guest wants to leave it a half hour, we're doing it. If they want to keep on rolling, but I mean, I want to be respectful. So I mean, I'd love to have you guys back. Talk about some other stuff going on, and definitely talk about your events, even past or what's going to happen next year. We'll get you back on. Talk about that. And if you liked what you see, like, subscribe, tell a friend, share with YouTube. I mean, I like how we share this to Facebook because lately I've been getting more watches on Facebook than I've been on like
I
YouTube.
have too. I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean,
a lot of traffic. Yeah.
Yes, and I like that because like you know, like day later I'll have like 90 views. I'm like, oh my god, I don't get 90 views on YouTube. So if if you guys have anybody who knows somebody who wants to be on the show, talk about paranormal, talk about anything, talk about if you're writing a book or a festival or doing something, then you want to promote yourself, come on in, come on, talk to us, and go from there. I'm going to take us out. Everybody have a great night, Stacey, and thank Gary for me. I'm sure we'll be in touch. And
sorry, he was exhausted. He was getting loopy because he was so tired. He's been up since 3 a.m.
Oh my god! Wow.
Coming off a long weekend of shows, so like we didn't sleep much this weekend. So.
Oh wow. Well, tell him thank you, and thank you as well. And here we go.
This has been a CARC Universal production.